It was a normal day at West Point College. Jack Nyras was just your typical college student who was studying to get his medical degree. He was bored one day inside his dorm room. He couldn't find anything to watch on TV, nor could he find a good video game to play. He also didn't have a girlfriend to hang out with, though he did have this annoying yet very friendly and funny roommate, Greg. He went out for a walk around campus to clear his mind and get some fresh air. Out of nowhere, a girl came up to him. It was just Jenny. He always saw her around, but she never spoke to or knew him. She said hi to him and smiled like they have always been friends all along. He waved and said hi back. Jack was kind of excited. No girl had approached him before. She said she was coming back from class. As she spoke to him, she couldn't resist on playing with her hair. She seemed very nervous around him. Jack asked her what she was doing in class, and if she should be with her friends since it was Friday. She said it was finals week, and she asked her teacher if she could get extra time to prepare for them. But she said that very awkwardly. He said he had to go back to his dorm and tried to shake her hand to say goodbye, but she walked away almost immediately after. He kind of felt awkward. Did she not like me? Maybe I gotta work on my approach, he thought. It suddenly began to rain. That's weird. It was barely cloudy just a minute ago, he thought to himself. Jack rushed to open his dorm room. He wanted to avoid getting wet from the rain, so he quickly grabbed his keys. He got inside his dorm and called out for Greg.
Greg, are you in here, buddy?
Since he didn't find Greg, he sat down in bed, got a bit tired, and took a quick nap. He found himself in a dark, empty void, absent of any activity or interactions. All he could hear was a voice repeating,
"Praise Chernobog, praise Chernobog, praise Chernobog."
Suddenly, Jack woke up in a sweat, screaming after that horrible nightmare. "Jack, you okay in there?" said his roommate Greg. "It's nothing. I just had a terrible dream, Greg. Don't worry about it," he replied. He got into the bathroom to wash his face, but all he could think about was that voice and what it was saying to him. Greg barged in and bragged about losing his virginity to his girlfriend last night. Jack didn't seem to care. There was a knock at the door, and Jack came to answer it. It was Jenny. Jack let her in, and she greeted and asked him what he was doing inside on a Saturday. Jack told her he wanted to stay inside to get his studying done early, so he could enjoy the rest of the day. Jenny told him he should come, because everyone was outside having fun, while he sat inside all alone. "I'll be outside once I'm done studying. Thanks for the invitation, though," he said. "Okay, bye, I'll meet you there," she replied as she walked out of his dorm room. As Jenny was leaving his room, Jack closed the door behind her. That was weird, he thought. How did Jenny know my dorm room? Maybe someone had given it to her. He shrugged it off. When Jack finally came outside, he saw everyone was having fun on campus. Suddenly, someone tapped him on the shoulder, and he looked back to see who it was. It was Jenny again. She told him that he should come with her, leave this boring place, and so he could meet her friends. She took him into the forest. They were talking about how Jack should go out and meet people more often, and how her friends are going to love him. There he saw a boy named Fred, a girl named Sarah, a boy named Bobby, and a girl named Luna. These were her friends. Jenny introduced Jack to her friends. He all of a sudden started to get a bit awkward and nervous. They all stuck out their hands trying to meet Jack. Seems like they liked him on first sight.
Hey there! Morning!
Huh? You're such a dork.
What? I was being friendly.
That wave was way too dramatic.
Dramatic gets noticed.
Well, it worked. I noticed.
They spent all day out in the forest, making jokes, making each other laugh, and were having a good time. Nighttime turned into midnight. The wind blew the trees as the moon was covered by the clouds. It was about time for everyone to go to bed. It had started to rain. As it put out their campfire, they decided to sleep in their tents out in the woods, rather than going back to their dorm rooms. While Jack was sleeping, he was experiencing another nightmare. There, he saw this black, ominous figure. It was getting closer, when all suddenly, everything went dark. He found himself in a dark room. Multiple figures wearing all black and blue masks with black eyes surrounded him. He screamed in terror. He suddenly woke up from that horrible dream. He thought it was all over, but little did he know, the nightmare had just begun. To Jack's horror, his eyes were being forced open using lid speculums. He had no choice. He could not close his eyes, even if he wanted to. There were people who were wearing black robes with the same masks that he saw in his dream. One was holding a scalpel, and they used it to remove Jack's eyes from his head. One by one. Jack screamed in pain, but there was nothing he could do. They were doing this to him, and he had no choice. All he could do was scream. One of the other cult members poured in black tar into where his eyes used to be. The cult members stood around Jack's lifeless corpse as they chanted,
Praise Chernobog,
over and over, until adding the final touch to the ritual. They pulled out one of their blue masks with black empty eyes. They placed it on Jack's face in order to finalize the sacrifice once and for all. Once done, they walked away, thinking the ritual was complete. Or was it? Mitch was just moving in with his older brother Edwin after his house was foreclosed. He had finally finished unpacking all of his stuff from his house and was bringing in the final box inside. Mitch and Edwin had been estranged for a long time, yet they spoke to each other like they were old friends. They chatted about how each of their lives were going, and how they were glad to have reunited once more. The day had turned into night, and both brothers went straight to bed as they had to get up in the morning. Later that night, while Mitch was sleeping, he suddenly heard a noise outside that woke him up right away. He looked outside the window, but saw nothing out there. He instead thought it was just a raccoon outside that may have been making all that noise out there. And so he didn't pay any attention, thinking it was probably just doing its thing. He laid back down knowing he had much better things to do tomorrow than be scared of a little old trash panda. He was tired, so went back to sleep. The next day, morning came around. Both brothers, Mitch and Edwin, got out of bed to start their day. It all seemed normal and innocent at first. While Mitch was heading downstairs, he grabbed a glass of water when Edwin pointed out something he hadn't seen before. He saw a small yet noticeable cut on Mitch's cheek. He couldn't resist but ask him about what had happened to him.
Oh, hold up. What happened to your cheek? Did you get in a fight or something?
It's nothing serious.
Nothing serious? It's a pretty good scratch, dude.
I was helping my uncle with the shed. Board slipped. I didn't duck fast enough.
Despite Mitch saying he was fine, Edwin decided to drive him to the hospital to get that cut in his cheek checked out by a doctor.
This cut on your cheek, it's not from any fall you remember, right? Given the angle and the timing, you might have done it while sleepwalking. It happens more often than you'd think.
Mitch explained that he had never sleepwalked a day in his life. The doctor was about to tell him some of the most horrifying news he had heard that made his blood turn cold. He informed Mitch that he had lost his left kidney last night, and that they had no explanation of what had happened to it. It was gone. He couldn't believe it, so he raised up his gown to reveal a sewn-up incision where his kidney used to be. The stitches were done flawlessly, so after the doctor determined there was nothing that could be done, he dismissed Mitch, and so he and Edwin went back home. Later that same day, during the night, both brothers had went back to sleep, although unusual. Mitch had no choice but to dismiss his missing kidney. While asleep, Mitch all of a sudden woke up out of nowhere, but he instantly knew something was wrong. Something was not allowing him to move.
I can't move. Not again. Just my eyes. Something's here. I can feel it.
To his horror, Mitch saw the thing that was tormenting him all this time. It was right in front of him. He saw a humanoid creature wearing a black hoodie and a blue mask with no eyes. He called it